The discovery. A group of 4 urban explorers, Sam, Dana, Kyle, and Tasha, break into a long-abandoned 19th-century church on the outskirts of a forgotten rural town. Beneath the altar, they uncover a hidden chamber lined with rotting wood and ancient symbols. In the center lies a chained, half-burned book, the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. Against warnings carved on the walls, Kyle rips the chains off, exposing the grotesque, flesh-bound cover, still pulsing faintly as though alive. The Whisper of the Dead. As the explorers joke about selling the book, faint whispers in ancient tongues fill the chamber. Shadows dance unnaturally across the walls. When Dana accidentally touches a page, the whispers shift into saying her name. She panics and drops it. Kyle reads a strange line aloud. Immediately, a gust of icy wind blasts through the room, and the torches blow out. The evil stirs. Back in the woods. Cut to a separate story. Siblings Mara, early 20s, resourceful, cautious, and Ethan, mid-20s, reckless but protective of his sister, arrive with their friends at an isolated lakeside cabin for a weekend getaway. Their friends include Lena, Mara's childhood best friend, sarcastic, Derek, Ethan's jokey college buddy, and Holly, Lena's girlfriend, more serious-minded. The group plans a relaxing trip, but the woods feel unsettlingly quiet. The first signs. On their first night, Ethan notices strange scratching on the cabin walls, as if claws are dragging across wood. Mara hears muffled laughter echoing in the forest, though no one else does. In the morning, they find a deer mutilated on the porch, its eyes missing, chest cavity torn open, and strange markings carved into its flesh. Possession begins. While exploring the cabin cellar, Lena finds a small leather satchel containing torn pages from the Necronomicon, blood-stained and faintly glowing. She brings them up, mocking them as spooky, ancient fanfiction. To make her friends laugh, she recites an incantation out loud. Instantly, a violent wind crashes into the cabin, slamming the doors shut. Outside, thunder rumbles unnaturally even though the sky is clear. The dead rise. A demonic presence rushes through the woods, shown in the series' iconic demon POV tracking shot. It slams into Lena, sending her flying across the room. She convulses violently and then lies still. When she stands, her eyes are clouded white, and her voice echoes with several tones at once. She grins with a blood-dripping smile. The first attack, Deadite Lena unleashes hell. She mocks her friends by mimicking Mara's mother's voice, then brutally smashes Holly's skull against the cabin wall. Blood splatters across Ethan. When Derek tries to intervene, Lena snaps his wrist backward in an unnatural bend. Mara and Ethan manage to shove her into the cellar and chain the door shut. But the voice of the Deadite continues to torment them from below. Chainsaw Legacy. Searching for weapons, Ethan stumbles into the shed and finds old tools. Axes, hammers, and a rusted chainsaw, its blade stained from use long ago. He doesn't know it yet, but this was once wielded by Ash Williams. Though skeptical, he keeps it, sensing he'll need it. The cabin's siege. The survivors attempt to flee, but when they reach the edge of the woods, the forest itself comes alive. Trees twist and block paths. Vines lash out, and the lake water turns black and bubbling. A demonic roar echoes overhead. They're sealed inside the cabin grounds, prisoners of the Necronomicon's curse. Demonic trickery. Deadite Lena escalates her torment, whispering secrets she shouldn't know, calling out to Holly from the cellar in her real voice. At night, she imitates Mara's dead father's voice, luring her to the cellar door. Ethan barely stops her from opening it. The book's torn pages whisper when touched, the words shifting and changing as if alive. Bloodbath unleashed. The Deadite influence grows stronger. Derek is dragged into the cellar by Lena, his screams filling the cabin as blood floods through the cracks in the wooden floorboards. Holly, driven mad with grief, looks into a mirror, only for her reflection to grin back, crawl out, and tear her face apart. Mara and Ethan are left alone, drenched in their friend's blood, as the cabin shakes violently. The The survivors fight back. Mara and Ethan steel themselves. They arm up, Mara with an axe, Ethan with a chainsaw. When Lena breaks free of the cellar, they battle her in a blood-soaked frenzy, finally dismembering her body. But even severed parts still twitch and laugh. Ethan straps the chainsaw to his arm after losing his left hand to Lena's bite, becoming a modern echo of Ash's iconic image. Evil spreads. Outside, the forest mutates. The ground bursts with boiling blood. Trees twist into monstrous skeletal forms, and faint deadite silhouettes claw their way out of the earth. The Necronomicon pages glow brighter. The evil is expanding beyond just the cabin. This is no localized haunting. The world itself is at risk. The return of Ash's spirit. Mara discovers an old, dust-caked tape recorder in the cellar. She plays it, revealing the voice of Ash Williams. In the recording, Ash explains the book cannot be destroyed, but can be sealed temporarily through blood sacrifice and an incantation. His final words, "If you're hearing this, God help you." A glimpse of the dark future. While flipping through the remaining pages, Mara sees horrifying illustrations of cities burning, deadites ruling over skyscrapers, and human corpses piled in mountains. The implication: the evil intends to spread to civilization, turning Earth into a hellscape. Mara realizes they aren't just fighting for themselves, they're fighting for the future of humanity. The last stand. Night falls again. The deadites converge on the cabin, their screeches deafening. Blood rains from the ceiling, drowning the rooms. Mara and Ethan fight like cornered animals. Chainsaw ripping through skulls, axe hacking limbs, gore covering every surface. Each swing is met with howls of laughter from the deadites. Sacrifice. During the battle, Mara is mortally wounded. As she bleeds out, she realizes the only way to seal the evil is through sacrifice. One of them must willingly become a vessel for the demons, binding them back into the void. She whispers to Ethan that it must be her, as he is the stronger survivor. Mara's choice. Mara begins chanting the sealing incantation, even as her body twists and contorts under possession. She locks eyes with Ethan one last time. He, in tears, raises the chainsaw and cuts her down, finishing the ritual. Her body splits apart in a violent explosion of light and gore. The deadites are dragged back into the void, screaming. The cabin lies in ruins, blood still dripping from the rafters. The forest returns to silence. Morning light pierces through the shattered windows. Ethan, broken and blood-soaked, staggers out with the Necronomicon clutched in his one good hand. He doesn't know what to do: burn it, bury it, or keep it hidden. His sanity teeters. As Ethan limps down a dirt road, a car stops. The driver's hand rests on the wheel, scarred, worn. Ethan lifts his head to see an older Ash Williams staring at him. Ash eyes the book in Ethan's hand and mutters, "Kid, you have no idea what you're holding." The screen cuts to black, teasing the return of the franchise's legendary hero.